zeros. Don't you run out? No, I can't show you no love, baby. Yeah, I am a boss in the cut, Mayday. Bubbles and these models.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with the Indianapolis Colts. Brandon Oliver now on the return. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
To throw on second down is Locke. And he'll get this into the hands of Braxton Berrios. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A good pickup there of 22.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now a toss play. This is Mack. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Now Locke, escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. If you're dropping 8, where are you going to go with the football?
On third down, it's Mack. And this time he's going. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on fourth down to punt this thing. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Winston, the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. It's complete, left side to Aguilar. Takes this up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Ertz has it left side. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. An Eagle first down there. Wentz to Ertz, and the names that end in TZ.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, Definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jabal Sheard in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Eluding the pressure right. And he connects with Ertz. And now running right through it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Starting the drive with a give to Madden. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
And that's called winning at the point of attack, isn't it? Right there at the line of scrimmage. I know he's a little bummed out now. He doesn't get credit for a tackle for a loss, but no gain. His guys will take that.
And speaking of winning, to be as cheesy as we can, he was the winner of the NFC Defensive Player of the Week award from last week, so he's really stringing together some good football.
So not only did he get a gold star, he might have gotten a gold watch too, huh?
Yeah, that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Here's Luck now on 2nd down. Ebron caught left side. Good for a Colt first down. The former Lion Ebron there bringing it in from Andrew Luck.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Here's Mack on the toss. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Back to throw. Luck looking deep. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Now a first carry for Donnell Pumphrey. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Caught by the tight end, Ertz. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Wentz going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Wentz now on 1st down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
There to stop him was Darius Leonard. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And he is out of bounds, just a yard or two shy of the 30. Wentz can pull it down when he needs to, and the 6'5" quarterback picks up the 1st down. They go play action here on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is caught. It's Aguilar for the Eagle touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, here's Love. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Brandon Graham in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Luck in the Colts looking for something big here after the sack. This is 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Love. And able to connect with Berrios. And he gets this one all the way up to the 40. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. On 1st down, it's Love. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Out of the gun. Love. And that's off the mark. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
The Colts on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing again is Love. And he connects with Ebron. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. The 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. On 1st and 10, Locke. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Now, that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space, the big guys leading the way.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. The loss of 3 on that 1st down pass play, now 2nd and 13. Luck now to throw. Flush to his right. Looking for the end zone. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. So with 4th down coming up, here's Adam Vinatieri now for the Colts field goal. So with 4th down coming up, here's Adam Vinatieri now for the Colts field goal. This one from 35 yards away. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They begin the drive with Pumphrey. Fighting off the defender. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Play action. Now Wentz. And he's got the veteran here. It's Mike Wallace. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. That one goes for 24 yards. To throw, it's Wentz. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Wentz will try again on 2nd down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Into the red zone, Wentz.
We make it difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now Wentz. Got a man open. It's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Eagles add on to their lead.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. Elliott now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Colts coming out now. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. To throw is Locke. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. The Colts on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Throwing is Locke. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This is taken around the 12. 12 yards on the return that time. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And he's going to be taken down here, as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now Wentz. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. A good pickup there at 22.
Can't have enough good pass-catching tight ends in the NFL. And the Eagles, they wanted to replenish their stock. They lost Trey Burton in the offseason, so they selected Dallas Goedert out of South Dakota State in the 2nd round, and he is nothing but a big-time pass catcher.
What a great story, because South Dakota State didn't offer him a scholarship out of high school. He walked on there.
Yeah, so now Zach Ertz has a running mate at tight end.
And they'll get him down here at about the 42. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. A big play there for Philly. And even 40 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks, and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team to...
For Dallas Goedert, a really cool moment, his first NFL touchdown. And the Eagles able to push further out in front.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up. 4
touchdown passes, carving them up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard.
11.
From the gun, here's Love. Buying time to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Jordan Hicks able to run him down for a loss of a yard. The Colts on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
12.
Now it's Locke. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs. Now a first down throw. Locke. Man open right side. It's Rodgers. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. To throw on second down is Locke. Steps away to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
The Colts on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 5. To the air again. Locke. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will have the football at the 20-yard line. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. A handoff to start out the drive. It's Pumphrey. Taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. On first down, Wentz. Ertz has it left side. And he's going to be out of bounds down near the 35-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Wentz now, pretty amazing. 14 of 16 throwing the ball. It's 1st and 10. Throwing on first is Wentz. Being chased out left. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Jabal Sheard in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. On play action, Wentz. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Now Wentz on 3rd down. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back deep. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jay, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles continue to roll. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Elliott now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Here's Luck now on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Luck. Forced out to his left. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nate Gehry. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Dallas Goedert with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Colts getting ready to go. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On 2nd down, here's Luck. Throw to the right, taken in by Berrios. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Throwing on third down, Luck. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a fourth down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. He'll return it from the 6. He gets away from one. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. They'll run it now out of the gun. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Dancing to his left. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles are pouring it on. And he knocks it through. Elliott now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the side and puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A gain of 6 there on 1st.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. A shotgun snap for Luck. Flushed out right. That escapes the sack. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. Derek Barnett Able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
And with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He's been terrific so far. And it's taken in at the 9. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. On the run, it's Pumphrey. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Push on.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. An Eagle 1st down. Wentz to Ertz. Time for a break. This one all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Buying time to his left. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Here's Wentz to throw. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know they're playing people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
That'll go as a loss of 5, and it'll make this a 2nd and long. Staying on the ground with Matt. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The Colts on 3rd down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 16. Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, able to avoid him. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
And I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
They go play action here on 1st down. Caught right side is Jeffrey. And all the way down to the 35. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Come on now. Come on now. Let's go.
Wentz to throw. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Working from the gun, Wentz. And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with this one. I struggle. But on the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
Now, I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Elliott now to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film. Lost, but this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this one up to the 26. I don't want to